The more powerful and rich you become, the more you become a target for political opponents, financial rivals, and the plain crazies. You'd be surprised how many assassination attempts are thwarted every year by police, Secret Service, and intelligence agencies. You know you've made it to an elite level when you get your own security detail of staff that would jump in front of you to catch a bullet if it came down to it. These elites are in a group we call the protected people, and they're the hardest people in the world to get close enough to. Ready to take a look? Let's get it on. Queen of England. The Queen may not be the ruler of her country, but large amounts of money are spent on her protection each and every year nevertheless. There have been numerous assassination attempts over the years, thwarted by the brave soldiers that guard her safety. Dressed in bright red uniforms and large, furry black hats called bearskins, the Royal Guard may look purely ceremonial, but they're anything but. They're trained soldiers who've seen combat in active war zones, so don't judge them by their looks. They serve at the many royal residences in London day and night, as they can be found at Buckingham Palace, Clarence House, St. James Palace, Tower of London, and of course Windsor Castle. Though people flock from around the world to see them, they have special powers and privileges that can be used to deal with anyone who would seek to prevent them carrying out their tasks. Nosy tourists or inconsiderately rude troublemakers are given a verbal warning in the form of a loud shout to clear the way. Those who think it's a joke are quickly proven wrong, as the guards are perfectly within their rights to shove dawdlers and nuisances out of the way. They're also not allowed to be touched. Doing so will cause them to act aggressively and turn a loaded rifle with a bayonet towards you in a final warning. When the Queen leaves the safety of her royal guard, a huge police escort consisting of motorbikes, patrol cars, and bomb-proof limousines escort her wherever she needs to go. Kim Jong-un. When North Korea's Kim Jong-un visited Singapore in 2018, he was accompanied by an insane security detail that closely resembled that of the US Secret Service. North Korea is notorious for its overkill with anything to do with the supreme commander of the Korean People's Army, and Kim's bodyguards are no different. While the Secret Service has less than 7,000 employees, the North Korean version turns the dial all the way up to 11, and they have an unbelievable 100,000 elite security force dedicated to preserving his life. This elite unit is called the Guard Command, and they essentially serve as Kim's highly trained personal army that reports directly to him. The cream of the crop, the absolute best of the best in the Guard Command, becomes members of the dictator's personal protection unit. You'll never ever see these guys unless something's gone seriously wrong. They hide in the shadows, waiting to strike down any who oppose him. The bodyguards seen running beside Kim's limo are a separate offshoot of Guard Command, but the truly dangerous members hide in plain sight. It's almost like Kim has an array of North Korean ninjas at his disposal. It's not far off the truth, and we wouldn't put it past him.
Okay.
Donald Trump. The President of the United States is always at the top of the hit list as leader of the free world. Security procedures around Donald Trump are among the very best in the business. You've heard of the Secret Service and their daily efforts to keep the POTUS from ending up like JFK, but the severe men in black suits and earpieces are just a tiny part of the president's security detail. The two Air Force One planes Trump uses for air travel are among the most secure places on Earth. The presidential motorcade is an even larger beast, and it's not just because the president's pair of bomb-proof limousines are literally nicknamed the Beasts. The presidential limousine is the focus of the motorcade and is always accompanied by one or more spare limos that are identical right down to the plates to give attackers the choice of multiple targets. While the motorcade is in motion, highly trained limo drivers constantly and subtly change places, so the location of the true presidential limousine gets mixed around like the shell and ball game. When you put all of this together, you get a truly insane level of security. When Trump visited the United Kingdom in 2018, he was accompanied by 1,000 members of staff, a full motorcade, and helicopters. The whole visit was carefully planned for weeks by security teams from both countries, and an estimated 150 Secret Service agents arrived in advance to oversee a massive security operation that included a ring of steel, a massive barrier erected around the property Trump visited. He didn't get to build a wall around Mexico.
We're going to build a wall.
But he did get one to protect himself from the British. Vladimir Putin. Russia has more than its fair share of secrets and secretive agencies, but one mysterious security force towers above all others: the Federal Protection Service. No one knows precisely how powerful the agency is, but it's assumed that its influence and control may even eclipse the KGB. There's no real public data available about this multi-purpose agency and its operations, and pretty much the only thing known about its current leader is his name, Dmitry Kochnev. It's like an enigmatic villain out of a James Bond movie. Similar to China's Central Security Security Bureau, the FSO is responsible for the safety of the country's political elite, but its ultimate priority is to keep body number one safe. We're talking about the ex-head of the KGB himself, President Vladimir Putin. The FSO has almost limitless power to go to any lengths to keep him alive and safe. The agency is not exactly short of resources to do this either. Word is that it controls several millions of dollars worth of assets, and its people have the right to do pretty much whatever they please. We're talking about assorted operational and investigative activities to actually detain people, confiscating cars, and searching homes at will. One of the most persistent rumors about the FSO is that they have at least one body double of Putin, and that they deploy their fake Putin to do all these cool but dangerous stunts that the real Putin is known for, like riding majestically on horseback bare-chested. Shinzo Abe. As the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe is always accompanied by a legion of staff and bodyguards at all times. This means that even when he visits a shrine, the Japanese leader has been known to require a security staff detail of up to 9,000 people. We can't confirm nor deny the presence of security personnel when he goes to the bathroom, though. While Abe's security detail are polite, they're also very dedicated to his safety. In 2016, the Prime Minister's motor escort was on the road when it needed to merge onto a highway. Instead of closing off a portion of the road beforehand, the security staff leaned out of the car windows while calmly gesturing to other cars with their white-gloved hands to move over. These guys had no way of knowing if oncoming traffic would slow down in time and let them in, and there was a real risk of the cars ramming directly into them. The motorcade never even slowed down. This is what Abe's men are willing to do just to change a lane, lay down their lives instead of giving way to oncoming traffic. Imagine what they'd do if someone actually attacked the Prime Minister. They would be over you like a horde of fire ants. Recep Erdogan. Recep Erdogan, president of Turkey, might not be the most heavily guarded person here, but his security detail is certainly one of the most hardcore. Erdogan has a loyal 60-man bodyguard detail known as the Mustashirs. And yes, it's exactly what you think. They're most definitely all muscle-bound men who sport excellent mustaches designed to strike fear and intimidation into the hearts of their enemies. As ferocious as the mustaches may be, they're far from the only weapon in Erdogan's personal security arsenal when the need arises. During the president's historic visit to Greece in 2017, the 60 mustache men joined another 100 other Turkish security officials, along with over 3,000 Greek snipers, agents, and cops positioned all over Athens. The world must either really hate this guy or he's just super paranoid. Xi Jinping. As the head honcho of China, Xi Jinping comes pretty heavily guarded. He and the other high-ranking officials of the Communist Party are protected by an elite guard unit called the Central Security Bureau. The most public appearance of its leader, His Excellency Wang Xiaojun, came in 2015 when he attended a White House banquet, and we only know his highly classified day job because the official guest list casually mentioned his job title. That's it. Major General Wang holds a very influential position within China, as the Central Guard Bureau has thousands of elite troops that are tasked with protecting the country's top brass and their families. Still, it's not until Xi makes a trip abroad that the true extent of his security needs is revealed. During a 2017 visit to Hong Kong, a massive security blanket enveloped the area. Parts of the city were shut down as 11,000 police officers did their level best to keep the president safe with peacekeeping tools such as helicopters and movable 6-foot barricades. Move along, nothing to see here.